Did I get too busy to podcast? The internet says maybe it's true. Hey there, welcome to The Internet Says It's True, where every week we learn something that sounds made up but is really true, part of the WCBE podcast experience. My name is Michael Kent. This is episode 189, and friends, this fun project, you can probably tell, I've done a lot of rewind episodes lately, and I had a whole thing written up for this week's about how, this has become so difficult to continue doing, but I even made a post on Patreon to the Tiziters about how, this project is going to come to an end, but I don't know that it is, because I've taken the weekend to think about it, and I think I love this project too much, and I don't like the feeling of quitting. So, I've been touring a ton, and I've had a lot of other obligations, family stuff, and this started as a pandemic project 190 weeks ago, actually. 189 episodes. I've only missed 1 week where I didn't put something out, and I haven't been able to keep up with it. The research that it requires, the writing that it requires. I was even able to get this thing on NPR, won a couple of awards, gained thousands of listeners, dozens of great advertisers. I appreciate all of it so much. So this is not a goodbye. This is I am going to take 4 weeks. I'm going to take 4 weeks. So this episode, let's look at the calendar here. This episode is coming out on the 22nd of April. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say 5 weeks, and then in June 3rd, will be another episode. Now, will I continue after that? Probably. I don't know. It might be a every other week thing for a while my schedule is a little crazy. Or maybe I'll just pick it back up, and after, a 5-week break, we'll get through Memorial Day weekend, and maybe I'll be well-rested and ready to get back at it. But that means no rewind episodes, and do me a favor, don't unsubscribe, don't unfollow the podcast. I know that what happens with a podcast is if you don't put a thing out every week, people won't come back. That's just the nature of how this stuff works. But the fact is, I've got a list of show topics that I want to share with you. And some of them are really damn good. And I won't even spoil it by telling you what they are, because I don't want you to go and Google them, because I truly want them to be things that you say, I didn't know that, and I learned it from The Internet Says It's True. But, if you would have talked to me on Friday, I would have told you, yeah, podcast is done. I just can't do it anymore. And then Saturday and Sunday, I started thinking about it, and I think that I enjoy this too much. So, I'm going to take the next 4 or 5 weeks to sort of gauge where my heart is at with this thing. I'll tell you one of the reasons I like this so much. As you know, and if you've been listening for all of these 189 episodes, you know this, I'm a professional magician. That's what I do for a living. I just got off 3 weeks of touring. Some amazing experiences, and the thing that's fun about the podcast is that it's not that. It's something that I can put out every week, create this product, this service, whatever you want to call it, that isn't, the Michael Kent Show. It's not about me. It's about these incredible stories. And I have so many more stories to tell. So, do me a favor, be patient with me, understand that, It's gut-wrenching to not put out a new episode every week, especially for these next, few weeks or whatever. And then we'll see where I'm at come June. So I love you all for listening. Thank you so much to my Tiziters. The Patreon is once again, that's patreon.com/Michael Kent. I do intend on continuing to put tons of content on there. It might not be, podcast content always, but I do continue to put stuff on there for the folks that have pledged money there. But I'll see you later. I'll see you on June 3rd, and we'll see where we're at. So, anyway, I don't really have much more to say than that, other than thank you so much. This is the only 5-minute episode we've ever done. But thanks for even listening to this. Tell your friends about the podcast in the meantime. There's a huge backlog of stories to listen to. So, I'll see you all in June. Have a great spring.
Thank Thank you for listening to The Internet Says It's True. To listen to episodes ad-free and a week early, support us on Patreon. You can do that at patreon.com/Michael Kent. If you learned something just now that you didn't already know, go to the Apple Podcast app and leave us a review with 5 stars and a few words. That helps us a ton, because that's how the algorithm works. I don't know what an algorithm is, but just do it. See you next week for a brand new episode of The Internet Says It's True!
The Internet Says It's True would like to thank the Patreon subscribers whose monthly contributions help to make this show possible. Sean Brown, Joshua Endres, Dallas Ray, Bryce Swanson, Eugene Anderson, Jim and Joanne Martin, Mitch and Andrew Joseph Kemplin, and the show's official Emperor, Kick Track. The show is written and produced by me, Michael Kent. The theme song is by Finite Music Forge, and all audio clips in this episode are used for education and commentary and used under Fair Use Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107. You can listen to past episodes by searching for The Internet Says It's True wherever you get your podcasts, and you can see bonus content at patreon.com/Michael Kent.